Welcome back to the mechanics of toxic relationships. Let me ask you something. At what point in the relationship did all the responsibility fall on your shoulders? A common thing I hear from survivors is that they felt like the only adult in the relationship, leaving you to sort the bills, organize day-to-day adult obligations, work extra hard to cover their bullshit spending, whilst they basically did whatever they fucking wanted to. This pisses survivors off. All right. So let's get into the morning duties and fire up the moral vacuum. Why they never fucking own anything? If accountability were oxygen, a covert narcissist would pass out in under 30 seconds. They don't apologize, they perform remorse, they don't reflect, they rearrange the fucking story, and they never ever own anything in a way that costs them something real. This isn't forgetfulness, no, it's architecture. The conscience light model. This is a question I hear all the time. Do covert narcissists have a conscience? Yeah. Covert narcissists do technically have a conscience. It's just selective, conditional, situational, image-based. They follow morals the same way some people follow safety rules. Strictly when the workshop supervisor's nearby. Accountability, but make it decorative. When they do take responsibility, it sounds like this. I'm sorry you felt that way. I guess I'm just too honest. I know I'm not perfect. I did the best I could. Notice anything missing? Fucking ownership. Nothing is named. Nothing is specific. Nothing is repaired. It's accountability cosplay fucking bullshit, mate. Then there is the Olympic level excuse gymnastics. When confronted with harm, they deploy excuses with impressive flexibility, childhood trauma, bad exes, stress, mental health, being misunderstood. That's just how I am. These aren't explanations, they're escape hatches. The moment responsibility threatens to land, they somersault out of it. Graceful, predictable, fucking cowardly. Empathy for me, not for thee. Here's the kicker. They can describe other people's fucking feelings fluently, just never the feelings of the person they hurt. They'll cry about how hard it is for them, how unfair life's been to them, how misunderstood they feel. But when you're hurt, you're sensitive, dramatic, overreacting, stuck in the past. Empathy exists, it's just reserved for themselves. Here's the important part. The missing link, consequences. A healthy conscience connects action to impact to repair. The covert narcissist deletes the repair. They acknowledge actions only in abstraction and impact only when it flatters them. Repair would require humility, sustained effort, change behavior, which would threaten the false self. So repair never happens. Why these cunts love talking about values? They adore words like honesty, integrity, growth, authenticity. They sprinkle them everywhere because values make great camouflage. Talking about ethics is much easier than living them and far less dangerous for their fragile ego. Their values are aesthetic, not operational. How this turns you into the moral adult. In the vacuum, you become the adult. You reflect, repair, apologize, self-examine, adjust. They justify, minimize, deflect, reset. You carry the ethical load for two people, and then they fucking resent you for it. Why this isn't ignorance? It's strategy. Let's be blunt. If they truly didn't know better, they'd repeat the bullshit behavior everywhere. They don't. They behave just fine at work, in public, around people who won't tolerate it. That means they can regulate. They just choose not to. Where they think they can get away with it, that's not wounded, that's calculated. Why, this is fucking abuse, laughing while naming it. This is fucking abuse, because morality is one way. You're expected to care, reflect, apologize, repair. They're expected to be understood, That imbalance isn't a flaw, it's the fucking engine. Brutal truth. They don't avoid accountability because they're confused. They avoid it because they know exactly what it would cost them. Ownership would expose them. Repair would require effort. Change would mean losing control. So instead, they offload everything onto you and call it a relationship. You weren't too much. You were just the only one doing the fucking work. The mechanic's view. This whole thing is like an apprentice takes a customer's car out for a quick test drive, comes back, tires bald, rubber packed up in the guards, engine knocking his fucking tits off. You go, "Were you thrashing the fuck out of that car?" "Nah, boss." Meanwhile, he's on CCTV popping a set coming out of the fucking bottle O. You call it out, show him the footage, and instead of owning it, "Nah, that's not me. Must be some cunt who looks like me. How dare you question my integrity?" This is harassment. Now you're the problem, not the thrashed car, not the damage, not the obvious fucking evidence. You. Standing there being told what you can literally see isn't real, and somehow you end up explaining yourself that you're not harassing them. One-liner. If they can wreck the car, deny it on camera, and make you the problem, you're not dealing with a mistake. You're dealing with someone who will never fucking own anything. Well, that wraps up today's Toolbox meeting. Until next time, take care of yourself.